Hello, wonderful people. Do you find yourself having compassion for others, but not for yourself? Do you overlook other people's mistakes, but when you make a mistake, you become your worst enemy? Well, you're probably not giving yourself a grace. So that's what we're going to talk about. The importance of giving grace to yourself. And hi, if you're new here, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self-love. Now, all these videos kind of have the same topic, but it's all about returning to love, right? The love of yourself. The Course in Miracles teaches us to remove the barriers of love. And the biggest barrier for me was giving myself grace. Why? Because grace was not afforded to me. Every mistake I made was met with vitriol, with extreme beratement, even things that weren't even a mistake. I'll give you guys an example here. I remember I was watching the Dead Rising trailer when I was young. So this was what 2008, I think. And or not, it was not even a trailer. It was like a video about like how you could take different pictures, and one of them, when you take a picture is based on you get points. It's like I forgot what it was, like action or cool, and one of them was erotica, like. And then I remember in the video, I was like, all right, show me erotica pose. And then Tata overheard is like, erotica? What the fuck are you watching? Like with that voice, with that swearing, I'm like, I didn't even know at that age. I didn't know what erotica was. I wish it came with grace and be like, hey, what are you watching? What is this? Oh, this is for a mature game. We're gonna watch something else. And then that voice became my own voice. Right? When I would make a mistake, if I wasn't this perfect version of Cahir, I'd be like, oh, what a fucking bitch. What a cunt. That's a very strange way. I don't know where cunt came from, but it it was there. I did. I don't know why. But any name in the book, I would call myself that. And I'm like, so then what does that lead to? Learned helplessness. Then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to berate myself for every action I take, I'm not going to try hard. I'm not going to do what I know I came here on earth to do. I'm just going to go with the motions. But even then, that wasn't enough, right? I know many people can relate when your head hits the pillow and you have all these racing thoughts about how much of a piece of garbage of you are, how much you're wasting your life, you're wasting your potential. And it fucking sucks. What can I say? It fucking sucks. But this is not of us. This is the mind virus that I feel has infected most of the population. I have a feeling. Even the people that I thought are, you could say, well-adjusted. And you don't know what happens behind closed doors, those thoughts. Even so, I think we let it slide to have these doom and gloom thoughts like, oh, this world is awful. Look at the economy. I understand. I'm not knocking your feelings, but I'm just saying, one thought system is going to lead you to action and taking responsibility into improving your life. One is going to lead you to destruction. I led myself for destruction when I didn't have space for myself. Like I said, when I was 25, and I lived in an apartment that was way above my means, because I told you we were kind of forced to move out, and my brother and I, and then we didn't have the best paying jobs, and I felt so squeezed. Instead of having the grace and space, be like, hey, you're going through a tough time. I've talked about this, you're going through a tough time. I said, oh, you fucking piece of shit, you garbage. Or even during school, when I was struggling, I was like, oh, with French, because I didn't want to learn fucking French. Like, oh, you piece of shit. Where did it come from? I told you, when I went back to the States for Christmas, the first fucking thing my mom said, the first fucking thing she said to me when we walked into my house is, I'm disappointed in you that you failed French. Thank you so much. I know, I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with how emotionally neglected I was, how unsupported I was. For fucking what? I didn't want to be a fucking French teacher. I had to do it to get my degree. Right? Can you have some compassion? Be like, hey, what's going on here? Why? How can I help you? How can I help you? What other choice is there when someone is struggling? How can I help you? That's having grace. That's having grace for yourself. Hey man, we're having a tough time. I see you. I got you. Let's figure out how we can make this better. What other choice is there? And I had the other choice. The other choice is to fucking kick you when you're down. And it fucking sucks and it doesn't fucking work. Alright? And now I'm swearing and I'm getting intense because I wish I heard this when I was 25 and I was kicking myself down. This beautiful, blessed son of God that I am, that I was, but I didn't see that. All I saw was a piece of garbage. And those thoughts were not on my own. The internalized voices of my tyrannical parents. And it sucks. I know it sucks. You know, I'm discovering this now at fucking 30 years old. 30 years old that my dad's a narcissist. My mom enabled him. And it fucking blew my self-esteem up. You know, I say blew up like, you know, bits and pieces. it did, you know. It affected everything, every aspect of my life, my money, my relationships. Well, most important, my own self-worth. I never felt good enough. Never. Never felt good enough. And if I did, it would be fleeting at most. I don't want that for you, man. I don't want that for you. I'm not saying maybe you were raised by a narcissist but I think the system is designed to not make you feel amazing. Let's be honest. You know, going to school, having all this stress put upon you, your energy focus outside of yourself, not going within. How many people do you know actually go within themselves, that meditate, journal, really figure out what's going on here? Not many, I don't think. The system's designed to keep you distracted. It was only when I did the Course in Miracles and Healthy Gamer Therapy when I was able to take a step back and actually give myself grace and hold space for myself. Like, hey, like I know I haven't achieved everything I wanted yet, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I'm a loser. It doesn't mean I've fallen behind. I am where I am and it's okay. I am where I am and it's okay. That is the grace of God. Spirit is in grace forever, and you are in spirit, so therefore you are in grace forever. That's from A Course in Miracles. Remember this. Because being a survivor of CPTSD, I could see how my nervous system was dysregulated. You know, I grew up with a chaotic, angry family. I did anything I would be like walking on eggshells, more like a minefield. I'll never know what set my parents off. Both of them, mom and dad, mama and tata, you know, both of them. Extremely aggressive people. The shit they would say to us, you know, was worse than what Tio, my ex-best friend, you know, he was also, I think, from a family of narcissists as well. He became a narcissist and he'd put me down to make himself feel better. I tolerated it because it was normal. It was. You know, I didn't have the words I have now. I didn't know my nervous system could be dysregulated. I could feel like not safe in my own body. You know, but now I have the awareness, right? And God wills for you perfect happiness. That means feeling safe in your body. And that also means holding grace for yourself. If you like, I had this vision that this is what life is supposed to be. perfect happiness. You have your divine Father. You explore, you build, you play, and when you're tired or you're beat down or something happens, you return to the Divine Mother, and she hugs you, she loves you, you get healed, and then you go explore with the Divine Father. I go, a balance. I didn't have anything like that. It was more just being berated, yelled at, And if you're going through something, and we're all going through something, I want you to hold space for yourself. I want you to have grace. I really mean it. I know why I didn't have space, because I felt like, oh, no, I can't let myself off the hook. No. I'll get lazy. I'll lay on my laurels. Says who? I know, because that's what my mom said. Oh, don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on your laurels. Like, really? We can't fucking relax? I put my future in the hands of God. I put my future in the hands of God. Can you feel that? Can you trust in that knowing? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to lay on the couch all day. It has its time and place. I don't want to play games all day. It has its time and place. I want to build. I want to be productive. I want to make the most of myself, but I want to enjoy the fucking journey. I want to look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, what a great guy. I see you. You are a blessed son of God. I love you. What other choice is there? There is no other choice, really. In the divine perspective, there is no other choice. But I know we can miscreate. We can miscreate and we can not hold space for ourselves. We can kick ourselves when we're down. This is the best lesson I learned from Heidi Preeb. On YouTube, she's like, when you're going through something, you look yourself in the mirror, it's like, you do not abandon me now. Do not abandon me now. This is the time not to abandon ourselves the most. You should never abandon yourself anyway, but I learned to abandon myself at a very young age. Very young age. And this is the thing, this was the role I was playing for many years. I didn't know what else to do. I just learned, unconscious programming. We have a problem. I'm the problem. I'm a loser. I'm a piece of shit because I have this problem. Not that, hey, I have this challenge. How can I overcome this challenge? What do I need to overcome this challenge? Can I ask for help to overcome this challenge? What other choice is there? What other choice? And you know what the other choice was? Self-beratement, self-debasement, the stuff you would never say to anybody else, but you give your permission to say that to yourself because you learned at a young age to be mean, to be hypercritical, overcritical. That's the thing. My parents never took responsibility of their own lives. I hate to say it, but if you're obese, I'm not trying to knock you, but like my parents both have been obese ever since I was consciously aware. Lack of responsibility. Like my tata likes to buy loads and loads of guns. I don't know how much money he spends on guns, on bullets, but has he ever spent money on a nutritionist, on a dietitian, personal trainer? No. And then when we talk about his health, he's like, oh, I'm going to die. Oh, it's my fault. Oh, it's the Onasi curse that I am obese. Because my grandpa, his dad was also obese. He was so obese that he went blind. But the sins of the father continue, but not with me. Not with me. Imagine if he held grace for himself and be like, hey, I am obese. I'm unhealthy. I yell at my sons. I get angry at my sons. I need help. I'm going to seek help of a therapist. I'm going to seek help of a nutritionist. I'm going to take action to make my life better. Now, this is not to shame you if you haven't been taking action, because I was there too. I was there too. The reason why I wasn't taking action because I didn't feel like I was worthy. I would self-sabotage all the time, and then I would toxic shame myself for self-sabotaging. Because we think the shame in the short term makes you feel good. Because like, oh, I'm punishing myself, therefore I won't repeat this behavior. Nope, you will. You will. It's time to wake up, guys. It's time to wake up. Because I repeated that cycle unconsciously for almost 30 years. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Please be mindful of the words you're speaking to yourself. Hold yourself with grace, with infinite love and compassion. There is no other choice. There is no other choice. We must stop pretending there is. I don't know what other thought system is going to get you where you want to be. I had the thought system, oh, if I'm going to be mean enough, I'm going to achieve all my dreams. Fuck off with that nonsense. It's nonsense. It is. I'm here to wake you up. I wish someone told me that. I know I'm swearing, and it's not meant to trigger, but it's meant like we can't continue this way. We can't. But no one's gonna do the work for you. That's the thing. No one can come into your head and be like, hey, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. There's no other, you gotta do it. Because the thing I used to do when I would make a mistake, my nervous system would flare up. I didn't know at the time, like when I'd feel like awful, and then I would take my viciousness, and it would go towards me, all these nasty words. So I would berate myself, punish myself enough. They'd be like, okay, I punished myself enough. Whew, I learned my lesson. Nope. First, we have to calm down, be regulated, maybe do a heart coherence meditation, focus on your breath, get regulated, go to center, and then make amends for whatever mistake you made. Look for a solution. Tony Robbins said this one time, I think it was in Awaken the Giant Within. Take 3 seconds to think about the problem, and then the rest on the solution. What other choices there, guys? Tell me. Oh, berate yourself because you have a problem. That doesn't get anything done, man. Remember, you deserve grace. You deserve love beyond measure. You deserve infinite compassion beyond human understanding. This is what you deserve. You're as perfect as God created you. I'm talking about radical forgiveness, radical acceptance. That is how we change. It's how we change the game. We get healed. And remember the small steps. Get 1% better. 1% better. This is also in line with Atomic Habits. I really liked reading that book. Because when we think about too big of a step, we are like, oh, it's impossible. I won't do it. But everyone on this planet can get 1% better. Everyone. That means you. So 1% better at holding space for yourself. Maybe it's, for 1 minute, I'm not going to be mean to myself. And then I'll rip myself to shreds. I don't encourage you. But even that, do you see? Even just 1% better. Because the ego is a death wish. It just wants you to have suffering and pain. And it says, you are the problem. It says, you are the problem. Not that, hey, I'm facing a challenge. Let me overcome the challenge with grace, with infinite love, infinite compassion. Give yourself the gift of grace, guys. You deserve it. If you like this video, please give a subscribe for more healing content. May the Holy Spirit light your path wherever it takes you. Take care.